So chapter 2 talks all about opportunity costs and specifically focuses in about individuals and how they are making choices based on what's called a budget constraint. So our first question here is, what is a budget constraint? A budget constraint is this abstract thing that is all the possible consumption choices that someone can afford given the prices of those goods when all of their income is spent. So we can illustrate a budget constraint graphically, which we will do with the book example talking about Alfonso. So Alfonso is living in a too-good world where he can choose between spending money on burgers and he can choose between spending money on bus tickets. Alfonso does not have a car and cannot walk to work, so Alfonso has to buy some bus tickets in order to make the money so that he can next week buy some burgers. We are told that the budget for Alfonso, he has $10. Poor guy. We are told that burgers are $2. They must be pretty cheap. And we are told that bus tickets are 50 cents. So given this knowledge, given this set of information here, we have enough information to create a budget constraint for Alfonso. How would we do that? Well, the first thing we would do is we would try to find the x and y intercepts. So our y-intercept, right, the maximum amount of burgers that Alfonso could purchase. If Alfonso bought 0 bus tickets and spent all of his income, how many burgers would he be able to buy? He would be able to buy 5, right? Because the income divided by the price of whatever's on that axis, the price of the burger. So the income is 10 divided by the price of the burger is 2, which means this is going to be 5. That's my maximum. To get my y-intercept here, we're going to do a similar thing where we're going to take the income, divide it by the price of the bus tickets, which is going to be 10 divided by 0.5. 0.5 goes into 10, 20 times. So we have a maximum x-intercept, or not maximum, but maximum amount of bus tickets, which is also our x-intercept at 20. And then from here, we can just draw a straight line between the two. And we have different points along that straight line where, you know, if we wanted to, we could buy 4 burgers and 4 tickets. We could buy 3 burgers and 8 tickets. Well, I should actually, let's just keep with this. 3 burgers, 8 tickets, and so on and so forth, right? And so when we're talking about this, one of the things that we want to keep in mind is the fact that the slope of this, right? The fact that, you know, what do I have to give up in order to get one more burger? Well, we can pretty easily tell right here, right? if I'm going from 4 burgers and 4 tickets, and I want to get more tickets, rather, let's say I'm starting from 8 tickets and 3 burgers, and I would like to get 1 more burger. My opportunity cost of 1 more burger is these 4 tickets. So the opportunity cost for the y-axis is going to be equal to 1 divided by the slope. So for this, the slope is going to be negative 1/4, right? That's because it's our rise over run. And since our rise is a -1 and our run is a +4, that's what our slope is going to be. Any questions on that? Just calculating point slope on a straight line? Okay, cool. Just making sure. So the opportunity cost of our burgers is 1 over the slope, which then means that our opportunity cost for the bus tickets is just equal to the slope. So every bus ticket is going to be giving up 1/4 of a burger. For bus tickets equals 1/4 of a burger. And the important thing to kind of keep in mind when we're talking about opportunity cost is it's the opportunity cost of 1 burger, the opportunity cost of 1 bus ticket, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. So opportunity cost is what you're giving up, and the important thing to also keep in mind is it's the next best thing that you're giving up. So when we start to talk more about consumer choices and stuff like that, we'll talk about opportunity cost, and there may be some questions that say, you know, you have the option to go to class, go to a concert, or go to a movie. What's the opportunity cost of going to the class? And some of you are going to say going to the concert and going to the movie. That answer is wrong. The opportunity cost can only be one thing. So it's either going to the concert or going to the movie, whichever one you value the most. So the opportunity cost is always the second best, the next best option. It's not the combination of all of the other options, if that makes sense. It's just the next best option. All right. When we're talking about decision making in economics, we are going to be talking about something called marginal analysis. Marginal analysis is when, instead of looking at things all or nothing, you know, in their totality, we are examining the benefits and the costs of choosing a little more or a little less of a good. One of the terms that we need to know when we're talking about marginal analysis is this term called utility. Utility in economics is the satisfaction, usefulness, or value derived from consuming goods or services. And when we're talking about utility, there's an important law that we have, which is called the law of diminishing marginal utility. The law of diminishing marginal utility states that as you receive more of a good, the extra utility from each unit of that good declines. extra utility from each additional good declines. So essentially, this is the notion that the first slice of pizza that you eat after skipping breakfast is going to taste better and provide more satisfaction than the sixth. It also has to do with over time. If you are, eating a burger every single day over the week, by the time it gets to Friday, you're pretty sick and tired of burgers, right? You're going to get less satisfaction for that burger on Friday than you did on Monday when you started that diet of only